Amongst southern Georgia lies several acres of forestry and natural woodlands. In this region, the Ravencliff Falls Trail is found. The Ravencliff Falls Trail contains over 9,600 acres of land and has been designated as a wilderness area by Forest Service since 1986. Not only is this destination one of the most beautiful sites in Georgia, but also one of the most favored by multiple people and sources. The trail runs for over 5 miles, has multiple breathtaking views, and many varieties of exotic nature. The nature of Ravencliff Falls Trail exotically changes from the beginning to the end. There is a noticeable difference, particularly after crossing a bridge a couple of miles in. The environment adjusts and the mood changes from cool and comfortable to bright and vibrant, with red and yellow-leaved hardwoods all about. More sunlight reached this part of the trail since the trees were more dispersed. Even the animals in nature around were more animated and active. This area eventually became rocky and uneven, but included waterfalls. The Ravencliff Falls Trail may only be a 5-mile hike, but it still had many obstacles among it. The hike's obstacles consisted of streams, steep grades, and a rock bluff. Streams and steep grades can be tiring, but they're not a big deal if you are properly dressed and in shape. The rock bluff is the most dangerous area because of the elevation and small walking space. As long as no one goes near the edge and stays by the wall, it is as safe as can be. In order to travel responsibly, one must pack properly, especially when entering the wild. Water is essential, and so is a bag of snacks and food. Although it is not recommended, it doesn't hurt to have matches or a lighter for a campfire if you can make one. The best clothing is jeans and a hoodie or jacket with boots. They will get dirty, without a doubt. A tent and flashlight are highly recommended if staying the night. The Ravencliff Falls waterfall is the biggest and most beautiful waterfall found at the end of the 5-mile journey. The waterfall is made up of 3 different drops that total to a height of about 100 feet. I remember how the crashing waves sounded just like the waves on the beach back home in South Florida, which really soothed me. What many people don't realize is the big picture of the forest. What would be the case if we forget about this location? Well, the lack of tourism would cause a decline in the economics of the Chattooga Ranger District. This will then cause a chain reaction that will raise unemployment since there won't be a demand for as many rangers due to low income. The lack of rangers taking care of the environment will then lead to a lack of habitat grooming by rangers, which will leave a messy ecosystem for the varieties of wildlife to suffer. The exotic wildlife will then be forced to migrate. Migrating animals may die from traffic and unusual predators. Migrating animals will also cause the forest to die over time because the trees will no longer absorb as much carbon dioxide to make into food and oxygen. In the end, a dead abandoned forest, several unemployed park rangers, and a handful of dead animals are all that remain. In conclusion, it may seem ugly, but sites like these are the ones that end up becoming landfills covered in garbage or bought out and destroyed by billionaires to build buildings. Do not let this happen to the Ravencliff Falls Trail. The landscape, waterfalls, and nature are all too beautiful to go through a disaster like this. Strange as it may sound, this trail needs us just as badly as we need it.